Good morning. All right, real quickly. Last night I had a little time, worked on the hip section. Means all I have to do now is the leg. And then this model is done. All right. Yep. Oops. Anyway, a little bit of a melancholy place right now. Fill you guys in a bit. Last day up here in Maine. Gonna be leaving here, I don't know, sometime between 10 and 11 this morning, heading back. Gonna go see my surrogate mother, my kid's surrogate grandmother. Hey, Kevin, good morning. How are you? So, that's it. I'm home. And then home. In short order. Wait, today's the 19th. Yeah. Short order, we'll be packing up here. Got a couple things wrapped up and ready to go. As we start the great migration, my wife's great migration out of here. March 7th and 8th, she will be moving out. Just got to get to March 7th and 8th. Okay. There we go. Let's get some coffee going. Need to toss some in. Anyway, Sunday was a good day. Like I said, I'll fill everybody in on a bunch of stuff once we get a few more people on board. I'm not sure if I started early or not. Hey, Ray, good morning. Mystical Shovel and George. And yet we continue with the MSG. What's going on, Ray? Good morning. I'm hoping you're writing a bunch of these down. I'm making my coffee. Oops, let's get rid of that. And there's a container right in front of me, and no, none of them. Coffee won't make itself. Anyway, hope everybody had a good Sunday. Ray, how'd your Sunday go? I think you're the only one here so far. If I need to remember one, I can refer to the historical documents. Historical documents. The historical record of YouTube. Hey, Nick, good morning. Very uneventful. Yeah, we got a dusting up here. Seems like it's just been snowing all weekend. I watched all three Men in Black movies, followed by Galaxy Quest. Oh my God, that is a movie weekend. My wife and I, after we got back last night, also decided we needed to watch a movie. So we watched. That's a ladybug. Um, we watched what they call it, a classic musical, 1952's April in Paris, starring Doris Day and Ray Bolger. It was okay. Not certainly not up there, the pantheon of quality musicals, but it was good. The director is sort of like a B director, Butler, Dave Butler, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that name. You watched the fourth movie? Nope, isn't on whatever platform I was streaming on. I'm trying to think if I've even seen anything outside of the first two. Anyway. We had my this weekend was a work weekend for my wife. She was on duty, which means you have to either kind of like be around for the kids or or help out with events. So we went to brunch in the morning. You're required to go to brunch if you are on duty. So we went to brunch, got back, got stuff ready for the event that she was running which was a pie baking event. So about Bismarcky in the second one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It really is, and I barely remember the second one. The first one's great. The second one, not so much. um. Anyway, so then we did pie baking. I of course was just there to help along, do the cleanup, do whatever kind of handiwork my wife needed me to do. That's kind of what I did. So she was hoping that there would be kids who would show up and kind of bake pie, and one did. Um, and uh, I will say that was like the highlight of the day. This kid was a fantastic, very observant, really got into it. The only one who participated in the pie baking with my wife, but they really got into it, which is great. Hey, Joe, good morning. How are you, brother? Happy MLK Day, indeed. We'll talk about that in a few moments here. But anyway, kid really got into the pie baking. They did a blueberry pie, an apple pie, two apple pies, and a bunch of blueberry tarts. And that was good. And this kid was great because one, they're very much into musicals, and we had a lovely time talking to them about that. And then at the same time, they were also big fans of the card game Unstable Unicorns, which our family has recently gotten into it. We just love. So, anyway, um, that was nice. And then we watched a movie and everything like that. Um, so the for us the day I think went pretty well. The downside was that my older daughter is a little lonely. She's kind of stuck at home yesterday, just kind of feeling a little out of sorts. So she's kind of just kicking back and not there. You know, we were she's not there with us, and we're not there with her. Good thing is that today she's got a babysitting gig with a kid that she loves, so that'll be good. Unfortunately, um, my younger daughter's experience with the dance competition thing was a little bit of a challenge. And when you're a couple thousand miles away and there's nothing you can do to be there to support them when they kind of need like a shoulder, it's a little difficult. So, and without going into a lot of, I mean, look, this can happen anywhere, but without going into a lot of the details, it's unfortunate that when things don't go well sometimes for a group, the ability to be mean to a scapegoat comes through. Scapegoat or scapegoats, you know. And fortunately, we've always taught our kids you don't do that. It seems like other parents never did. You know, we always wonder. It's like how my kids never, you know, will use the term, you know, mean girls or whatever. No, but you're complicit. If you don't do anything to stop it, you're complicit. Consumer unicorns as well. So I had the special cards from buying it. Oh, that's cool, Joe. I would love to get the full set. That it's such a fun game, isn't it? Yeah, we discovered it about my older daughter and I discovered it a couple months back. I think we had the game, never fired it up. We finally played it and had a great time. Um, sorry, something in my mug. I'm gonna have to clean later. And then we played it with the whole family, and the whole family got into it. So anyway, so my younger daughter's a little sad, and because of that, you know, we're very much saddened by her experience, and that we weren't there just made it a little bit sadder. So you know, clean your mug. Must be that time of the week. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely what's going on there. Well, you know, as we say here every day, you know, you treat people with love, kindness, and respect. There's no reason to treat people with hatred and animosity. or not even hatred might be strong. Just treating them with people with disrespect, and especially if it's unfounded. I don't know. It just bothers me. So here's the thing, guys. Just gonna just say, if you have kids, right, go out there and give them big hugs. Continue to teach them to be good kids. And we all say, yes, of course, I'm gonna teach them to be good kids. I'm not gonna teach them to be assholes. No, but when you don't engage, when you don't see some of that behavior, and you don't kind of talk about it, then they're complicit in it, and you may not know it. Now, I'm not saying casting aspersions on anybody's kids here that they are that. I'm just saying that it doesn't take much to go down that slippery slope, or you to find out that your kid's doing that or something like that. Now, I'm not casting aspersions. I'm not saying that that's what's going on with people, but just remember, continue to teach your kids to do right and to do the just thing. That's all. I do the door somewhere. Clean my mind. I didn't have kids. You're welcome. Yeah, yeah, probably not, Ray, but that's all right. You got us. We're like your children sometimes. But you know what I'm saying. Go out there and just make sure that your kids just, know legit what is right from wrong. And that's the one thing I will always say about my kids that I've always been happy about. It's, you know, they may not be the cleanest kids out there. They may not pick up their rooms. They may do some stupid shit. All kids do, God knows. But if there's one thing about my girls that I've always been proud of is that, you know, I think the lessons that we kind of dropped on them, they picked up. So anyway. Okay. We are almost done with this thing. Bringing it back, boxing it up, bagging it up. And the same thing as Joe, Jocelyn is staying the week. Woo-hoo. Nice. Yeah. That's good, Joe. I'm happy for you, man. No, just it sounds like you got two good eggs there, and that's a good thing, Joe. Okay. I was trying to time this thing last night. I worked on this model a little bit just to try to make sure I wanted to finish it while still on the live stream. So I worked a little bit last night on it just to get some of the small doodad parts done beforehand. Like I got the foot done. And that her mom is nothing but money hungry. It's upsetting, but she is making her own choice, In many ways, as humans, we're remarkably simple. There are, I use it as a part of our sales tool. There are two things that every human wants. They want pleasure, and they want the absence of pain. And too much of either of those things, too much of a desire for either of those things can lead to major consequences. So I'm sorry that your daughter is going through that, Joe. But hopefully, to your point, she sees that. She goes, "Yeah, that's not what I want." I have some washes and dry brushing done on the Frisky Pilot, calling it good enough. Nice. I like the Pilot. It looked good. It looked good, Ray. Okay. I'm sure from what you're saying, you probably touched them up a little bit more afterward. Okay. Yeah, I was also working on this leg last night, just to get a lot of this done because I didn't realize how much time it's going to take to get everything done. If conversation was really hopping. So one thing about this model is I don't understand why they released it as a premium Bandai only. Because the box color, I mean, yes, it's a premium Bandai color. The manual is color. Um, no idea. I guess I knew it was just solid colors, no fussing. It lacked depth, so I added some with the two easiest painting techniques. Yep. As Mig Jimenez would say, the two oldest techniques in scale modeling. Rah rah. Rah rah. Okay. Jeez, I actually done with this model much sooner than I thought. Well, that's fine. Nobody really wants to watch me build models anyway. I don't know. You're here for the banter. You're here for the articles. Name the Captain Harold Jimenez or CPTHJ for short. I'm trying to think of what that is in reference to. I might be a little bit slow on the update, Ray. The articles never sendable. No, yes, exactly. Twice in one weekend that's come up. Also, let me tell you what an HJ is. Where's Ken when you need him? Where is Ken when we need him? We could try to summon him, I suppose. Are you sanding? I am. Yeah, in fact. I could lower this thing a little bit and just kind of hunch over a bit like that. Yeah. That way Nick can see that I'm actually doing something. Maybe I can wake him back up. Too cold. Yeah. Yeah. Finally got some winter down here. Oh yeah. And what does winter constitute for you, Nick? Did you get like a dusting of rain of snow? A little bit of sleet action? Okay. Hey, speak of the devil. Ken, good morning. Bang, bang. Okay, can I get that one? No, and this one. Did it hit 65? Good morning, you heathens. What's going on, Ken? George doesn't know what an HA is. Yeah. Actually 33 right now, but I forgot to plug the work truck in, so I hope it starts. Really? At 33? Damn. Battery issues at 33. I suppose that's possible. Morning, Ken. How are you? Diesel, George. It's a diesel. Yeah, so? Do I look like a car mechanic? Okay. That's done. And we officially have 2 parts left to go, and then this model is done. Look at it. It's gels are cold temp, so I had a plug-in heater. Oh, I see. I mean, I've heard of plug-in heaters before, but I've heard it being done on gas-powered vehicles. Never heard about that for diesel, but again, what do I know? But thank you for the edification. Oops. This is yelling, don't go outside. Yeah, that sounds like good advice. I don't think that's why you're heating a gas engine. I thought it was you're heating it to keep the battery from getting too cold. Keep them running at truck stops, right? So the fuel doesn't gel. Last part. If I'm right, we'll feel super manly. Nice. Well, I think of you as a manly man anyway. All right. Like done. Again, the engineering on this is really good. Definitely places where you can do some crazy stuff. I'll have plastic peon, but let's flip that over. Drop it in. Here we go. Too bad they don't give you an open hand with this thing. Would have been really nice. There we go. All done. Ooh, she started nice. Yeah, I'm sure that's a load off your mind. Okay. And that, my friends, XO2. That's the Denange. All done. The shield looks dopey, which I will not do. Right. I'm gonna start packing this all up while we're got a little bit of time left here. At some point, I'll probably end up seeing if I can find water slides for this thing because I'm definitely not using stickers. Yuck. This is an RE100, which means it's more like a high grade in a 1/100 scale. So I think so. I've got a few more. I mean, it's not generally the scale that I gravitate towards, but I do have a few more. Okay, put all the runners in here. We'll cut them all out. Get them out of the bag. I got, yeah, getting into the larger formats, are we? Nah, not likely. I think it was just that this one really called out just when I looked at the design, Ken. I'm like, okay, I'll go with that one. Generally, I prefer the smaller scales because there's a lot more options out there. You saw Michael decals, those white ones would look sweet against the gray. Who's Michael Kovac? Okay. Making sure there are no parts on here. Yeah. It's pretty thorough the last time, but anyway. Ever thought about picking up a keyboard and a mixer, maybe making some techno on the live stream? I was thinking about it, and then I dismissed it just as quickly. Could be a good way to vent frustration. Picking up a keyboard and a mixer? That's a thought. Vent, yeah. Manual. If I was only musically inclined. I love music. Can't do music. Cat is Eastern European today. He's the window viper. The window viper. Sorry. Sorry, I have a cold. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. Start packing up the stuff. I'll hang here till, just around 7. I'm going to get ready. Yes, Vilma. I have a neighbor named Vilma. Really? Really? Is she Eastern European? Vilma. Yes, Vilma. It is amazing how many names we probably heard when we were children and now don't get any play at all. In fact, just sounds so odd. Like Wilma in the Flintstones. I think I'm going to toss those out. I know I still have those. These are the ones I repaired too. She may be Eastern European. I think she is a vampire. If your name is Vilma, you may possibly be a vampire. It is always a possibility. That is true. Blades. Wrapped blades. Juices. Let's get the juices put away. Now that I actually know I have a bottle of CA that actually looks like it's whole. Oops. The glasses are going to be the fun one. Trying to figure out the best way of getting the glasses in here. I think that's all good. Good morning. Looks like you're packing to travel. Heading back by way of New Hampshire. Gonna go see my surrogate mother, my kid's surrogate grandmother, and then I'm gonna be home. Need something to kill 22 minutes on your way home, right? I need something to kill 22 minutes? Maybe. What do you have in mind? I'm hoping to be able to chat with my sister and my younger daughter. You know, my younger daughter will probably be on an airline flight. I'm very much looking forward to her coming home. She's very much looking forward to coming home. Try this as water by. Oh, yeah. I've actually already got it pulled up and ready to go. Yeah. The drive is going to be long enough. Trust me. I've got a bunch of stuff already queued up. Very cool. Safe trails. I plan to be in Mass next Sunday. Nice. Good for you, Mike. Let's see if I can, Mike, you and I should try to stay in contact next Sunday I should be, stand corrected. I should be around depending on what happens with Mia. Not to mention, I imagine the Rays are shit. The Rays are shit. Not that your sector is off. It's just good. Yeah. The roads are shit. Yeah. Or it could be Raids. I don't know what the roads are going to be like. I'm actually kind of curious. The last time I was driving back from Maine, saw a vicious accident, a car accident, and it was like, oh God, I just hope everybody's okay. It did not look good. I've never seen the front of a large pickup that had a plow on it pushed back almost a foot. It's like, fuck. Anyway. So, yeah. So, it's good to have ice or ice. Either one is bad. Yes, depending on 100% Joe. Good have ice or ice. So a couple things before I start tuning out here. The first is to those of us here in the United States, happy MLK Day. I mean, the ability for us to celebrate the life of a person who, as imperfect as he was, did his damnedest to try to show us a better way. I think is very important. It got a little wet and greasy yesterday afternoon. Today seems more fluffy. Great. But just remember that is the example of how, in many ways, how life should be led, right? Through the ability to see through badness and not replicate bad with bad. So that's the first thing. So happy MLK Day to everybody. As I said at the very beginning here, part of it is I'm a little bit of a melancholy place. So partly because vacation's coming to an end, and it's been a nice 4 days with my wife, but also because of and I'll say this again: hug your kids, show your kids love, show them that love is always the right way to do things. There's when you see your kids in pain, it's hard not to personalize it and hard not to try to resolve the problem for them. But as they start getting older and older, they're going to have to figure out their own way. But continue to show your kids how to be kind and respectful to others, whoever those others are. We may not always agree on stuff. We may find that somebody pisses us off to no end, but there's no reason to be vindictive or vicious or whatever. Just move on. I mean, the amount of, it's funny, and it's something I continue to think about, especially as this last year has been rather interesting for my entire family. It's that in many ways the world has it out for you, and that's not. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be coy about it, but it is what it is. Are your daughters okay? Yeah, they're okay, but it's been a little harsh. Ken, I'll fill you in on a deeper level when we talk next. But I think kind of like MLK, maybe that's the example. Instead of being angry and hateful and showing going tit for tat in a negative way, turn the other cheek. Do that thing that we were taught a couple thousand years ago. Turn the other cheek. But if you ever see your kids in that place, nah, thanks, Ken. If you ever see your kids in that place where they're behaving in a way that is antithetical to the good, you know, I'm thankful that, as I joked at the beginning, that as much as my kids piss me off, with a lot of the stuff that they do, at the boys, here you are in the truck right now, just so we're turning a cheek. Nah, no, I thank you for the thought, Joe. But the thing I'm always thankful for is that I've got good kids. Sometimes good kids get eaten alive. That's the only downside to all this. But I'm thankful that I've got good kids. Now you got to continue to teach them to be good and also be street smart at the same time, knowing how to get out of situations a little bit more and not let them take it personally. We all take things personally. But anyway, so with that, my friends, go out there and do good. Stay safe and stay sane, but go out there and do good. Show kindness, love, respect. Treat people with a level of dignity, even when you don't agree with them. There's no reason to go out and be vicious to people. It just doesn't make sense. They as they that anger then lives in your mind, and it's not helpful to you. And frankly, it's if you do that kind of stuff, don't you have better stuff, more productive stuff to do instead of being an ass? Don't you have something better to do? So anyway, with that, I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll be back in Massachusetts. I'll be at the workbench. Neither of these two models, the J8M1 or the Denange, will be on the bench. I'll be back to the Harpy, and we'll be going from there. So guys, do good. Have a great day. Make it a great day. Love you all, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.